out of his mind. Hey, everybody been talking about the situation at Streaming University. Everybody's saying this nigga Rakai is the problem. Rakai is the problem. They're saying Rakai's been going crazy. You know? You know? You feel me? You heard me?
This Rakai needs to be stopped.
Definitely.
By all means, this is not a hate video. Y'all gotta stop giving this the excuse that he's just a kid. Understand everybody's not the same. Some people don't think the same. They need to start disciplining this Rakai.
Now hold on, that's my young boy, Rakai. I'm sure it cannot be that bad. I'm sure that he's just being a little over the top and exaggerating.
Oh, he got an AO.
Damn.
I gave you a cold right back, bro.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
And after that, I gave you shit, bro. I'm fighting you and Jamal at the same time.
Hey, I want to put this out, bro. They been fucking with my nigga Dabo, bro. You know what I'm saying? I fuck with you, Dabo. I fuck with you. You know, everybody been bullying Dabo and shit. You know what I'm saying, bro? What's up? What's up with my nigga Dabo? You know what I'm saying? Why y'all fucking with my nigga Dabo? You know what I'm saying? Then Aya doing, then Aya, how you spell that girl name? Doing wrong as hell too.
Bro, I'm gonna keep the butt down. No,
And, oh, he grabbed him.
Bro, chill, bro.
Hey, see, Rakai tripping, dog. Rakai tripping. No.
Why are you throwing water
On my
in my
mother,
security
on my
face?
mother's soul was not me.
Hey, turn the camera off.
Huh?
Turn the camera off.
Huh? He got scared. Rakai got scared.
My mother's soul was not me.
Hey, turn the camera off.
Huh? Look at his face. Damn, Rakai, you need to get in the damn right room, dog. And your underwear is goddamn backwards. Do your goddamn homework. God damn it, Rakai. I'll fuck with you, but damn, backwards underwear? You need to build that physique up. You 16, 17. You need to go ahead and build that physique up. You got some big ass lips too, dog. Damn.
Turn the camera off.
I'm my mother's like,
No, that's crazy. You throw water in the security face, bro.
Okay, we got something on our hands. Now, normally we can excuse this behavior as normal 16-year-old ignorance, which I think a lot of people have been doing. But coming off of Streamer University, there has to be a real examination of Rakai, his actions, his attachment to the group, and why streamers think that this is the way to make content going into 2025. Now, every time I try to make a video on Rakai, I get the news of the night and then upload it to my Notion, recorded and everything like that, and as it's getting edited and ready to go, something different happens. And this time he pulled a prank that he thought was funny because his person who was doing his hairdresser messed up on his hair. So he called the cops to ask them how to sue, and it was a joke until the cops actually showed up.
Tell word to my mother, the cops are here. Word to my mother.
You fried, Rakai.
Become an address.
This is like Kid 101.
Still height wrong too. What the hell? Wrong soundboard. What the hell, Rakai? 5'10"? Current current yeah, millions of followers. Salute.
I literally called the cops, but hung up mad quick. Niggas still put up. Yeah, they track our phone.
You don't know that, Rakai? Rakai don't know that? Rakai, did you learn anything in school? Did you learn anything in school? Nigga, of course they trace their phone, my guy.
Rakai is a 16-year-old streamer who has risen to prominence by basically being a Kai Cenat clone, taking on that moniker and taking it to a whole nother level. He's a part of the AMPG League, as they are calling them, and he's been pumping out a lot of content and seeing a lot of success. But there's a lot of people asking, why is it that these content creators, namely the biggest of the big, want to be associated with a little kid who is hyperactive, who is doing all these crazy things, and is depicting themselves like this on the internet?
I'm a hoe. I don't have no rights. I'm a bitch. And I'm short and ugly and black.
What the f is this?
Now, a lot of people would say that this is just normal interactions and behaviors of a 16-year-old kid. Wasn't me when I was 16. But
it wasn't me either. It wasn't me either. I was getting some pee at 16. But damn, I think about it, my life was kind of ass. You know? I was kind of ass at 16. You know? I wasn't doing shit when I was 16. I was in school. I had a cheater ass ex. I was getting cheated on. And they were doing me wrong. You know? You know what? Let's get back to the video.
That's what people have been ultimately saying.
Right.
And there have been a lot of people saying, you know, this is content. And I do agree to that to some extent. If we look at some of our favorite streamers or content creators back in the day, they used to do similar actions like this.
Right.
Hell, I know Phantom from being that crash out on 2K who threw chairs through walls and doors and stuff like that and would rage every single time, you know, playing the game and losing. Yeah. Raging was a thing. Raging is a thing. That is some sort of content. But it seems that the community is saying that Rakai is taking it too far and they are a little fed up of him, his actions, and his shenanigans.
Rakai don't got no. You know that that tells you I probably shouldn't do this. I shouldn't do this. It's probably too far. Right. That nigga Rakai don't got that.
Is Rakai that bad, bro?
Now, if this ain't the pot calling the kettle black, then I don't know what is. Although Deshae Frost is acting like the Spider-Man meme right here in his sentiments, those sentiments are being echoed by a larger portion of the community. That and why he is around adults in adult-like situations, which we can address in 2 seconds. Now, for me and my perspective, I see Rakai as being nothing more than an extension or an evolution of what's been going on in streaming over the past couple of years. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not excusing any of the incidents that happened at Streamer University, you know, the depictions of his room after the fact, or, you know, his physical altercations, whether it be a fight with Dabo or the Orbeez incident.
Yeah, the King Mythic Drake. He had the King Mythic Drake, and he was shooting Orbeez out of it.
Watch the camera. Watch the camera. Watch the camera. Watch the camera. Chill.
Bro, they already got him in the chokehold. That's fine. I'm not letting that slide. No, Dabo, take the mask off, gang. Take the mask off, Dabo. Take it off, bro. Got that shit on, though. You know what I'm saying? Got the polo. This polo. Got little jeans on. Damn, take the skill out though, Davo. Take it off.
Oh, it ain't that serious. It ain't that serious, bro.
Oh, the King is the grip. Then you look at what's with one hand? Popped in the eye. Popped in the eye. He popped in the eye.
Hold on. Damn, Rakai. Hey, hold on. Let me see how the nigga shooting that bit. Like he got some experience. One hand that bit. What? Hold on. Blunt hot Rakai? Oh, my soundboard messing up. Blunt hot Rakai? Gotta be like these. You know what I'm saying?
We can only give so many excuses after time and time again situations like this happen, and now they're being escalated to where people are actually getting hurt. The one girl did get hit in the eye, and although it might have been stated that it was over exaggerated because she didn't end up in the hospital, she actually just ended up with an ice pack in her room. I still don't think that that should be something that's downplayed.
Definitely not,
sure,
bro.
It might have hit her on the skin of the eye and she was okay this time, but an Orbeez
on the side of the eye. That reminded me of that Donald Trump situation, bro, when that bullet grazed his face and hit his ear, bro. Oh my God, bro, that Aubrey would have hit her eye, bro. She could have went blind.
Directly to the eye will literally blind somebody. That's the reason why they provide goggles and tell you don't aim at people's faces when it comes to playing with them. But I do say this is just the nature of the clip farming era that we are in, with the one-upping culture that we are in, just trying to be over the top. And when you have a frontal lobe that isn't even starting to develop or is just in the processes of developing, I mean, this is the result of this. This is what people find entertaining. This is what people find content. And it's no knock inherently to Rakai. He is just a product of the era in my perspective, but I do think that we should be looking at this era and being more careful about what we put out into the ethos to say that, hey, this is okay, this is what we condone, this is fine and dandy. Because just like how I was critical of the other people on Kick doing things like this, I would still have to be fair and be critical of Rakai doing these exact same actions. Now, because of Rakai's actions, a lot of people have been questioning whether or not he should be in these situations, not just because he doesn't know how to handle himself in these situations, but also because these are very adult-like situations that are around Rakai and in the surrounding areas. It's no secret that Kai Cenat and Collective continuously remind us that they are an adult platform. It's not their job to, you know, influence the kids a certain way, or, you know, they should be able to consume things like weed or alcohol, which is true. They are of age. But when Rakai is in those situations and we're facing criticism, those questions still come up and have to be taken into into consideration.
Right. Bro, this is it's 130,000 people watching, bro. You just said you're edging?
Nobody cares about edging.
Now it's like, okay,
no, that's
damn, I never knew my son was horny, so now she's putting 2 and 2 together.
She's looking at her bathroom wig. Like, what? She's looking at her towels and rags.
It's over,
Let me see.
It's over. Listen.
Let me see what?
What you she's putting 2 and 2 together.
Let me see what?
Please send Rakai home. Tell him pack now. Oh, I remember this, bro. This is hard.
Rakai's mom is now texting Kai Cenat to tell him, yeah, this is getting out of pocket and too far. Well, because he has put himself into adult situations, or at least the adults around him have welcomed him into these situations. I don't know how to frame this, but essentially, Rakai is in these adult situations in which he shouldn't be in. And because part of the WL community is innuendos about sexual things or, you know, alcohol or whatever the case may be, it only makes sense. And it only makes sense that he should not be there. I think it's fairly simple. Now, with that being said, do I believe that Kai Cenat and the people around him like Talil, Punga, Ray, or whatever the case may be aren't doing the best they can to protect him? Sure. Little Rodney's son is not having, you know, Rakai be in these situations. However, the nature of the WL community is putting him in these situations. Do I think it would be different if Rakai was home? Probably not. He would still be making these jokes. But being in the environment puts you at an extraordinary opportunity to be exposed to a bunch of different things. And we've seen what's happened before in the past when young people, 15, 16 years old, are into these places and spaces, and it honestly does not end well.
This nigga burner page, whatever it is, someone running the second page, is taking clips from 3-4 years ago, posting them with captions that aren't true, trying to defame me and try to drag me down with Act. Now, does Act run this page? I don't think so. Do Act most likely have control over this page? Yes. Act, you came on my Song Wars, you judged it. I appreciate that. That's love. But at the end of the day, if you are coming on stream and you are saying weird shit to a nigga, to a kid I basically view as my little brother, you feel me? Nor he's a Palestinian refugee. For anyone that doesn't understand, he's a Palestinian refugee. He lives in Malaysia. He doesn't speak Malay. He lost his mother. I've known him for like 2 years now. Right. He's gone through a lot. I don't want him in these situations where he's getting asked these weird questions. I don't know why my sister's even coming up, gang. You know?
That Noor Academics and Black Boy Max situation from just a few months ago at the top of the year was totally out of hand. And it's a situation that Noor shouldn't have even been in. But because the community dictates that this is the way that content is supposed to be made, then ultimately this is just another young man that succumbed to the pressures of the adults that ultimately failed him in the name of content or trolling or joking or whatever the hell be going on. And so then we wonder why these young kids ultimately end up regurgitating this nonsense, but it's because it's being spewed to them. And then not even just that, this ultimately becomes content for the entirety of the community to consume and make judge of or light of or any situation as if it's something to even be talked about in this manner.
You're still scamming people. You're asking people around me for money. You're doing things that you know you shouldn't be doing and playing the I'm a kid card in order for you to get by, which is not cool. You've been on the internet long enough. You know the results of your actions, my nigga. You're scamming people, my supporters, my niggas in the com. You're doing all this, bro. You're scamming people outside, and you're playing that cool role. That shit's not it, bro.
Like, it's good that we're holding people accountable for the actions, but content, like whether it be Rakai, whether it be Noor, whether it be whoever, these 15-year-olds should not be the content for 30-something-year-olds when it comes to making them the butt of the joke, laughing at them, you know, taking advantage of their childlike state or whatever the case may be. And the behavior only gets encouraged every time a non-serious video is made where, you know, people say that he needs a whooping or he's expelled and then he comes back, or they treat him like a child or whatever. This is just only encouraging the behavior that's being depicted.
This Rakai nigga need a whooping, bro. This nigga bad as hell. I ain't never paid attention to your ass as much as I did during the streamer university.
Conversation. You're expelled. Package it up. No. You are expelled.
Gotta go. Get out of here.
Rakai, pack. Listen again. Hold on. Time out, bro. Come on. Package it up.
Johnny finna roll over the nigga, you bro? What's up?
Now look, one of the only reasons why I'm bringing this to the forefront of the conversation is for two specific reasons. Because I'm 30. I shouldn't be talking about Rakai and all this other stuff. I didn't report on it when it was... It's him and Little Tay going back and forth. And honestly, I'm employed. I shouldn't be talking about it now. But I find it very interesting, though, that when it came to the Zoe Spencer situation, yes, I keep bringing it up, a couple weeks ago, that was taken very much more serious than the Rakai situation. Yeah. I would think that both people would say that they are equally annoying and would dismiss both of them if it was all equal, right? But are we going to continue to give him the 16-year-old pass?
No.
And then secondly, and most importantly, I think that this is an opportunity to take a look at the nature of what WL content is, streaming is, whatever the case may be. I saw Streamer University this weekend, and while there were a bunch of magnificent things to say, if we're being critical of what's going on in the future, I saw clip farming to an immature level that I thought I would never see in my life.
Why do it smell like that?
Bro, hell nah.
We going, bro. I don't give a fuck. I'm taking everything. Yo, oh yeah, flour. We out, bro. Oh my God, hold on.
Who is this guy, bro? Like that, though.
Get the fuck out of here, nigga. Y'all niggas think it's appropriate to come in my fucking room while I'm not there? It's a difference between content, nigga. Learn the fucking difference, bitch ass nigga. I'll be fucking Get this nigga the fuck out of here. I'll be fucking. Learn the fucking difference, bitch ass nigga. Get this nigga the fuck out of here. I'll be fucking
So while I definitely understand Agent's gripes about, you know, what No Limit J did to his room at Stream University, I'm definitely not.
Fuck out of here. Y'all niggas think it's appropriate to come in my fucking room while I'm not there? It's a difference between content, nigga. Learn the fucking difference, bitch ass nigga. I'll be fucking Get this nigga the fuck out of here. I'll be fucking
So while I definitely understand Agent's gripes about, you know, what No Limit J did to his room at Stream University, I'm definitely not condoning anybody breaking into that place and space for him. I just have to ask the question, how would he or why would he know the difference between what content is and not content, what that line is, whether he's over it or whatever the case may be, if what he sees is that type of content being rewarded on a daily basis? Rakai ended up being a top 4 most watched channel on Streamer University, and most of it was based out of his actions and shenanigans. He got millions of views off of clips, and if I'm an onlooker and I see that that's what's being rewarded with having the opportunity to...
My bad, y'all. Hold on, I want to check something real quick. Funny Mike 7? I think Funny Mike should be in top 4, top 3. Just saying, guys.
It's a situation that a lot of 16-year-olds don't get. Rakai is essentially, and I know this is going to sound like uber glazed to him, and it's probably so, he definitely is still taking advantage and working hard at his craft. I don't want to get that wrong. But Rakai is like the equivalent of, I don't know, a top high school prospect right now. He is slated to be one of the biggest streamers in the next couple of years if he just continues down this path and trajectory. But if we look at the path and the trajectory, it is the type of content that was just criticized a couple weeks ago. So if I'm a young streamer, I'm a little bit conflicted, and not really even conflicted. Okay, they got one person out of here, Zoe or whatever, there's all these reasons, but I see Rakai over here reaching new heights. I see No Limit J reaching new heights. I see all these content creators reaching new heights by doing this exact same extreme content. Sure, they shouldn't be in adult situations and themes and stuff like that. That is a full stop, and I don't think that people are putting them in that. So I want to refute that narrative as a whole. But at the end of the day, if they are looking at this type of content and they're also seeing the success, why not replicate it? You guys tell me, should they do something about Rakai? Should they kick him out in order to, you know, set a good example?
They're not gonna kick him out because that's Rakai content, and Rakai already had a platform. He already have set what he's doing with himself, so I don't think they're gonna kick him out. More just like they're adapted to it, bro. You know what I'm saying? They're just gonna adapt to it. You know, that's the content, that's the money, that's where the views are going, you know? I'll do it too. Not gonna lie, I'm just not gonna shoot no Orby in nobody's eye though. Tweaking.